Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome back to the Trade More YouTube channel. In this video lesson, I'm going to show you how you can blow up your trading in the next 24 hours using the TTM squeeze. So if you trade the TTM squeeze and you want to blow up your trading, then this video lesson is going to be perfect for you, all right? But before we dive into the video, everybody, do me a favor. Hey, smash that subscribe button, all right? I literally go live on this channel every single day talking about the markets. Let's get into the video. My goal for this training is to help two types of traders. For those of you who are beginners, especially trading the TTM squeeze, or maybe you haven't even started yet, you're going to get some great information, and I'm going to give you some steps that you can implement right away to improve your trading results. Now, for those of you that have been trading the TTM squeeze for a while, or you're more experienced, my goal is to just give you a great refresher, or hey, maybe perhaps teach you some nuggets that you weren't aware of before. Now, I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is probably not the first video lesson that you've watched on the TTM squeeze. Well, the first thing I want to mention is this. If you have failed at trading the squeeze in the past, it's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of videos on the squeeze, so I know that it can get really confusing. Many times that information overload, that's what's keeping you from success. But I'm here to tell you, it's okay. If you've been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed trading the TTM squeeze, I want to put those fears to rest. I want to let you know that you can do this. You just need the right person to explain it to you. Here's what I'm looking at. I got the daily chart pulled up right here. So one of the things that's really awesome about Cruise is, do you see how it's riding that 8 EMA, the 8 exponential moving average? That means it's a very, very strong stock. Anytime that a stock hovers above the 8, it is strongly bullish. No reason to be shorting it. Okay? No reason. Now, whenever it's above the 8, very rarely, not always, but rarely do you get a squeeze on the daily. That's where I like to focus on the 78-minute chart, okay? The 78-minute chart. And if I look at this 78-minute chart, and now I have alerts set up, and this alerted me this morning. So how about this? Let me just make it big real quick. Okay, so let's zoom out. Hang on, I'll bring it back down because this is the 78-minute chart. We already know what the daily chart looks like. Okay, so let's just take a look at it. So, what do I like about the 78-minute? The 8 is above the 34. It's an uptrend. Now, because it's above the 8 on the daily, again, I'm looking to go long if I get my setup, right? Remember, it's all about the setup. Just trade the same setups over and over and over again. Have a simple setup that gives you an edge, and then exploit that setup over and over and over. Trade the setup, not the stock. So a lot of people say, I'm trading Cruise. Well, I'm not really trading Cruise. If I trade this, I'm trading a setup if I get the setup. Is this making sense? Okay, if I get the setup. Now, the 78-minute chart, the reason why I like that is it's broken down into 5 candlesticks per day. And I know that the first candlestick closes at 9:48. Right now it's 9:37 Central Standard Time. And so in about 11 minutes, this candle closes. So if I look at this right now, which is going to lead me into this first discussion, okay? This first discussion. Now, I can't remember where I found this. Before you pull the trigger, first off, realize this. Trying to anticipate price is the #1 death in beginning traders. It says the #1 death, knell of all beginning traders. So, trying to anticipate price, anticipate what's going to happen. So if you see here, this slide says, don't anticipate, just participate. I like that. Don't anticipate. And so this has to do with our discussion yesterday when I was talking about momentum. We're not going to anticipate the momentum shifting. We're not going to anticipate it. We're going to participate if it does. We're not going to worry about the why, so this slide says don't waste time looking for a reason why. Again, I don't really care. All I want to know is when it's coming down into my price area, do I have some type of sign that is showing me the momentum has went from down to up? It shifted. It's very important. Don't anticipate. Just participate. Now, this is the option class, but this has to do with our Forex as well, right? I've traded the pin bar. The pin bar in itself is a single candlestick shift in momentum. So it's alerting me that it shifted. With the squeeze play, when it comes into the buy zone, lots of times it's heading down. So I want to see something. I don't want to anticipate that the price is going to stop. I want to anticipate or participate if it does. Okay? And so this slide says the history of the markets is littered with the bodies of those who were convinced of where price was headed next. The history of the market is littered with bodies of those who were convinced of where price was headed next. Again, they thought price was going to stop, or they thought price was going to, stop either going down or up, and they jumped in, right? They anticipated it, and they got crushed because look at that last sentence. Markets can remain irrational a lot longer than a trader can remain solvent. The market can remain irrational, which means it doesn't have to stop going up when you think it's supposed to stop going up, and it doesn't have to stop going down when you think it should stop going down. So let's go back to that chart on cruise. Remember, don't anticipate, just participate. What are we seeing on cruise? On the 90, okay? Yeah, trade the plan, not your emotions, okay? Don't trade your emotions. So let's look at cruise, because I am watching this on the 78-minute chart. Went up to a high, it's pulled back, it bounced, and now it's consolidated. Love it. But it's a red candle, so in the candlestick, in the early in and out indicator, which gives you the momentum in the candles, the momentum is heading down, okay? So let's look at a couple other things, because again, I want a clue that the momentum is shifting, right? So we look at the TTM squeeze, and let's look at the TTM squeeze, the momentum of the TTM squeeze. The momentum is red. It's heading down. It's in a black squeeze. So a black squeeze is a low compression squeeze, right? But it doesn't matter. It's still a squeeze. It's just a low compression squeeze. For those of you that have the actual TTM squeeze and not the Pro, right now, you probably don't even have a red dot. Well, yeah, you don't. It's green. The momentum's heading down. So then the third thing I'm going to look at is right here. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but this is the TTM wave. I have the C wave, which is the long-term momentum, but you see this yellow and brown? All right, guys. Hey, I think this will be a great time in the video to ask you, hey, if you are finding value in this video in any way, do me a favor, guys. Smash that like button, all right? It really means a lot to me. It shows YouTube that this video is being helpful to you, and therefore it can push it out and find more people like you so it can be helpful to them. I really appreciate it. Hey, thank you very much. Let's get back into the video. The yellow, okay, when it's above zero, now I got alerts going off everywhere. When it's above zero, the yellow means it is positive bullish momentum. When it shifts to brown, that means the bullish momentum is decreasing. It's still bullish momentum, but it's decreasing. Now, lots of times when a stock pulls back, take a look at this pullback. Take a look at this A wave. The A wave is measuring the short-term momentum. Okay, I can see it in the candles, but I can also see it down here. So if you notice, whenever there's a pullback, it coincides with the A wave momentum decreasing under zero. Okay, so this one doesn't have to be above zero, but what I'm watching for is that shift in momentum. Okay, that shift. And that shift, when it goes from this maroon color, I guess it is, or brown, I don't even know what it is, yellow, when it shifts, this is telling me that the short-term momentum is starting to pick up. And lots of times, it will lead all of the candles. So right now, the momentum is heading down. Now, the candle's going to close in 3 minutes. So we want to see what happens with the next one, because the momentum is heading down on everything. But if I see a shift in momentum, even if it's down here, that shift in momentum, okay, here, or even here, or even here, if I can get a clue that the momentum is shifting, then I can, again, my rules allow me to jump and scale into a trade. Okay? It allows me to scale in, but I have to see the momentum shift. If the momentum is staying bearish, I will not enter, because why? I'm not going to anticipate. I'm just going to participate. So that's one that I'm waiting here for a minute. Another one that I'm watching is MU. Now, we take a look at the daily, again, right around that 10 or 8 exponential moving average. Pretty much looks a similar, but look how it went up, and now it's consolidating right above that 8 exponential. So I'm looking at what the 78 minute, but look at this. Interesting. So first of all, understand this. Because the daily time frame is so strong, I've got to trade to the upside. I have no business trading to the downside. None. Now, look at this candle. It's dark green. So the dark green tells me that the red squeeze, which is the mid-compression squeeze, is about to fire. The red squeeze is about to fire. That's what that green candle. Now, the only thing it doesn't tell me is which direction it's going to fire. So what are we doing? We're not anticipating. We're just participating. Now, we're not going to trade to the downside no matter what. Not me. You can if you want, but not me. Well, look at the momentum. They give us clues. And this is what happened to me yesterday on Yeti. You know, I knew better. I jumped into that trade to the downside, even though the momentum was showing me that it was shifting to the upside. It's very important, okay? And I lost on that trade. I got stopped out, but again, small loss, that's part of the game. But let's look at this trade. Okay, so it's green is telling us it's about to fire, which means the squeeze is about to explode. But look here at the momentum. The momentum's red. The momentum on the A wave is heading down. So this is leading me to believe that the squeeze is going to fire short. Okay? But again, I'm not anticipating. I'm just participating. So normally, a lot of traders would just jump in because they would say, oh, it's right down here or it's right by this 34. Let me just jump in. No. Let the momentum give you clues. So if the momentum shifts, different story. But one thing I don't like about this trade is, look, it's broke that 34. I really don't like that, but on the 78-minute chart, I like watching this 50. So this momentum shifts to the upside here, okay? Then that's telling me that this squeeze, which is about to fire, reverse and start going back to the upside, okay? So I'm going to this is what I'm watching. Okay, let me see another one I was looking at. Those were the main two. Oh, but here's one that I actually entered today. I entered this trade in the morning. Okay, and you can see, I'll show you why I entered. And so this is AMD. AMD, again, look at the concept. It's riding the 8 exponential. It's hanging out above it, but it's starting to consolidate. So that's when I'm looking at this 78-minute chart. Okay? And you can see my circle where I got in. So that's good because I'm up money. See right there? I did a circle right when I entered. Right at that 34. See how it was above the 34? But look at here. Price went down, up, and it consolidated into a beautiful squeeze. But the most important thing, again, going back to that slide, we're not anticipating, we're just participating. The red candle was showing me that it was momentum to the downside. But then look what happened. The yellow on the TTM Squeeze Pro momentum and the A wave shifted. And the candle was shifting. It went from red to yellow. So what this is telling me that momentum was starting to shift back to the upside. And it's at the bottom, which means that's perfect from a reward to risk. So I got in it. Now, if the momentum just continues to go to the upside, we're going to be looking good on that trade. Okay? And so we'll just take one more final look at cruise, and then I'll end this discussion. Okay? So again, what am I looking for? So since this is a red candle, the odds of, well, it could turn to a yellow. The next candle closes at 11:06. Well, that's when the next one opens. So I'll pay attention to this chart at 11:06. So now that I've shown you how you can blow up your trading in the next 24 hours using the TTM squeeze, isn't that awesome? So let me ask you a question. If you follow what I showed you in this video here today and you implement those exact steps, do you think you can be successful? But you know what? To be successful with this, you're going to need more than just information alone. Now, I know you can be successful with this system, but you're going to need coaching. You're going to have questions that you need answering. And you might need help in the accountability department as well. So let me tell you this. I take my job as a coach very seriously, and I'm not going to let you quit on yourself. We're going to get through all of this together. Now, I can't just do that with some videos or some PDFs. Information alone is not going to cut it. My success rate when people go at this by themselves is almost 0%. But my success rate for those people who work with me is closer to 80 to 90%. Now, if information were enough, then you could just go turn to Google. Okay, but you're going to need guidance. Somebody who's been there before. Somebody who can take you there right now. So if you want real, lasting change, you're going to need repeated exposure to this methodology. Okay, everybody. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's video lesson. That, in my opinion, is going to help you blow up your trading in the next 24 hours if you implement what we talk about. Having a plan is one thing, but implementing that plan, holding yourself accountable and disciplined to following that plan, that is the key. All right, but hey, for those of you that would like to really take your trading to the next level, this month, anybody who gets my Options Elite Masterclass, I'm giving away several bonuses. One of the bonuses is my TTM Squeeze Masterclass. Okay, you're going to get that. Now, a lot of you that follow me, you know that in the Options Live Show, I use the Forecast Pro indicator as well. I'm giving away that indicator completely for free to anybody who gets my Options Elite this month. So check down below in the description if that interests you for all the bonuses that I'm going to be offering. Now, for those of you that are beginners, check out my Options 101 class. This month, I'm actually giving that away completely for free as well. It's going to teach you all the basics, some different strategies I use, my watch list, things like that. Information is down below. Click on the link. It's completely free. Okay, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. It really is the #1 thing that can help support the channel. Hey, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? I go live on this channel every single day talking and trading the markets. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video.